What is going on YouTube? It's Jake coming at you with another video where we're talking about computer science. We're starting off 2025, and in this video, we're not going to talk about technical skills for the most part. We're going to talk about just some soft skills. And in particular, what's been on my mind is this idea of politeness versus candidness and like how we interact between developers, between product managers, and just, in a remote setting, how do we interact with each other? This idea came into my mind because I was reading a book called The Eternal Pursuit of Unhappiness. Yes, it is quite a book. It's only like about 40 pages long. And I'll probably make a video in the future going over it and like how this book came to be. It's a very interesting book. So looking forward to that. But it's the pursuit of eternal unhappiness. And it's about being very good at your job, being very good in whatever profession you set your eyes to do. And for us, this is software engineering. And I will say, like, everything I'm saying in this does not apply to everyone, but there is a casual way of going about business where, hey, you clock in at work, you do your work, you're passionate about what you do, but you're not trying to be the very best. And I respect that. I don't think I'm trying to be. I don't think I am the very best, but I like to like set my sights high and aim high. And this book just stumbled across me, and it kind of like aligned with those goals. And what it's talking about is this idea of the tyranny of politeness and how humans are naturally polite, and how that's just preventing us from getting through challenging problems in a quick and meaningful way. And another reason why I think this video is important in 2025 is because we are remote employees for the most part, us software engineers. I know some people are returning to the office or some hybrid environments, but if you are truly remote, these projects, they don't just come and go and complete themselves. And a project doesn't all of a sudden become a year late because of this catastrophic event. It becomes a year late because of incremental deadlines that are missed. And I think a lot of those incremental deadlines that are missed are because of just people, being polite and beating around the bush and not necessarily attacking the main problem that's going on. Now, I might sound very, just like jerkish and dickish when I'm talking about these things, but we're not talking about not being a jerk. We're just talking about, hey, like when there are issues in our technical stack, when there's issues on our software project, we need to, be able to tackle them and talk about them in a truthful manner, say exactly what is on the mind, what is going on. And so I have a couple of just sayings real quick to go over. Maybe that might ring a bell. Some just visual representation of what I'm talking about here. So this is from obviously a short little blog post that yours truly created. Nothing too serious, but how would I lead a remote first company? And it's talking about this problem of politeness, which we just talked about. But we're not talking about being a jerk, guys. We're not talking about being a jerk, okay, up here. Have you seen these GitHub reviews? Like, they get a little crazy in there. Sometimes, instead of a GitHub review or a PR review, I like to just call them joust. They're just a bunch of PR jousting matches, dude. We're just developers going back and forth on how the implementation should be. And I think that's healthy. But anyways, you have some sayings here, of some polite sayings and some candid sayings. The polite saying being, hey, that's an interesting idea. Let me take a look into it. Versus saying, that is going to be hard to implement and may not deliver the value you expect. Like, just being straight up. Someone comes to you with an idea, and instead of saying, that's interesting, and like kind of dismissing it, you just flat out attack it and say, I don't think this is going to deliver any value. Another easy one to think about, I think there's a cleaner way to do this. Instead of saying that, the code you just wrote, man, is kind of overly complicated and it's going to be hard to maintain. Just being straight up. Instead of, and even here, where I'm saying it's candid, like you want to visually, and not visually, you want to just like call out exactly in the PR, this is the problem kind of thing. Exactly what the topic at hand is. This is why this is not going to work. Just say your mind, speak the truth. Don't be afraid of it, and see how that interaction goes. Now, I've been criticized. I've been shamefully and wrongfully criticized for having this mindset. Mostly because you can say that this is a polite saying and this is a candid saying. Some people may argue that when you come at it from the left hand side, you're coming at it from a point of curiosity and engagement. Like, hey, I think I see your point, but there's some points to consider here. Whereas on the left hand side, you're kind of approaching it from an argumentative standpoint. Instead of saying I see where you're coming from, or like relating to the person, you're just flat out saying, dude, I'm not even going to acknowledge that I see your point of view. I'm just going to straight up come in and be like, this is wrong. And so you do have this, and I will say that there's some basis to it. One way is a more curious and sensitive way of going about it, and the other way is like just flat out going to the problem and calling it out. I, for one, am probably going to be on the more candor side of things, especially if I'm programming with my friends or programming with people that I truly trust. If I'm programming with people that like I know me personally, I think we can all be candor and just like go at the problem and have fun with it. When you're like that new person on the team or in a big organization, you probably have to go with that polite set of mind, have some tact in the way you say things, just because, like I said, there are people that take business extremely and care about the product in an extreme way. And those are the people that actually probably won't mind if you speak to them in a candor way, because they're like, well, they don't take it personally. They're just like, you're right, the product comes first. We need to think about the product. Whereas some people, will take that personally, and it will be like, wow, you're being very rude right now. And I think just knowing your target audience in that regard is huge. So yeah, 2025 is here, guys. There's a lot of remote software engineers. I guess just like I would like to have a dialogue, a conversation in the comment section, or just in general about how to interact with other software engineers and other people in product management. From my experience, I think maybe even like stepping up into that leadership route and being more candid, more candid and just like honest in my feedback is super important, because it also just like flat out exposes myself to what I think. I'm not like hiding behind this guise of politeness or this cloud of like kind of beating around the bush. Like, I'm attacking your review, the topic head on, giving my full opinion of it, and wherever that takes me is wherever it takes me. I think it does take some courage as well to talk in this manner. So, yeah, just a short video, guys. Let me know how you think. Peace.